What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Friday, October 8th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon.
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate.
And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Oh, and good news, guys. Make sure to stay tuned to the very end of this video because we removed the box that was popping up and blocking the lineup. So now you can see a full lineup using these picks that we made in this video if you stay to the very end. Okay, guys, we have a 4-game slate today. Yesterday's picks were great. Randy Arozarena, he did what we thought he was going to do. And Lance McCullers performed as well. So we had a good night last night. Let's see if we can hit those picks again. So at the pitcher position, there's 4 pitchers that I like here tonight. We got Walker Buehler, Framber Valdez, Charlie Morton, and Lucas Giolito. So out of all those guys, I'm kind of leaning towards Framber Valdez with a 3% pitching advantage over the Chicago White Sox. Framber Valdez is only giving up a .656 OPS versus righties and a .513 OPS versus switch hitters. He's facing 5 righties and 4 switch hitters, and on top of that, the White Sox have only hit 9 of his last 41 pitches. That's a .220 batting average. He's $9,300 FanDuel salary, $1,800 less on DraftKings. Projected at 25 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 30 fantasy points or more. He has an ERA of 3.14. His record is 11-6 on the season, pitching an average of 95 pitches per game, averaging 34 fantasy points per game. He scored 24, 30, and 49 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So I like Framber Valdez here versus the Chicago White Sox. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I like Yandy Diaz with a 55% batting advantage over Chris Sale. Yandy Diaz, he's batting a .800 OPS versus lefties, and Chris Sale, he's giving up a .771 OPS versus righties. That's 50% worse than his pitch to lefties. And Yandy Diaz is 6 for 12, batting .500 with a 1.371 OPS versus Sale. Yandy Diaz is only $2,800 FanDuel salary, $700 more on DraftKings, projected at 12.6 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 10, 6, and 12 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Yandy Diaz here versus Chris Sale.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Jose Altuve with a 20% batting advantage over Lucas Giolito. Jose Altuve bats 18% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .772 OPS versus righties. And Lucas Giolito, he pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .639 OPS versus righties. It's only his worst ball, just by a hair, but it is his worst pitch. And Jose Altuve is 3 for 10, batting .300 with a 1.317 OPS versus Giolito, and 2 of those 3 hits are for home runs. He's 4,000 FanDuel salary, 600 more on DraftKings, projected at 11.3 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 15, 19, and 18 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So I like Jose Altuve here versus Lucas Giolito. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. Now, I like Rafael Devers as a stud pick, but if you want to save some salary at this position, one of my favorite players on the slate actually is Justin Turner, batting against Logan Webb. Justin Turner bats 8% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .858 OPS versus righties. Logan Webb is giving up a .700 OPS versus righties. But I like this pick because Justin Turner is 3 for 7, batting a .429 batting average and a 1.413 OPS versus Webb. All 3 of those hits were doubles. And Justin Turner is 3,100 FanDuel salary, 1,500 more on DraftKings, projected at 10.4 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 19, 0, and 32 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Justin Turner here versus Logan Webb. Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. I like Wander Franco with a 71% batting advantage over Chris Sale. Wander Franco is batting 34% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.039 OPS versus lefties, and Chris Sale pitches his worst ball by far to switch hitters, 37% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .920 OPS versus switch hitters. And Wander Franco is 4 for 6, batting a .667 batting average and a 2.167 OPS versus Sale. He's 3,400 FanDuel salary, 1,200 more on DraftKings, projected at 12.5 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 19, 3, and 19 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So I like Wander Franco here versus Chris Sale.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the outfield position. So once again, I like Randy Arozarena, but the other guy I like even more, well, just as much, is Nelson Cruz with a 79% batting advantage over Chris Sale. Nelson Cruz is batting 29% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.173 OPS versus lefties, and Chris Sale pitches 50% worse to righties as he does lefties, giving up a .771 OPS versus righties. And I like this pick because Nelson Cruz is 12 for 35, batting a .343 batting average and a .949 OPS versus Sale, and that's a pretty big sample size. He's only 3,300 FanDuel salary, 800 more on DraftKings, projected at 16.6 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 19, 0, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. Now, I just want to bring something up here. Chris Sale, he's got an awful matchup here tonight. It seems like everyone has an advantage and good batter versus pitcher stats on Chris Sale, but just be a little bit cautious. Chris Sale is a really good pitcher. He could have a lights out night and shut these guys down, but the splits are just fantastic against Chris Sale. So you can take a chance and stack some of these righties and switch hitters at a discount versus Chris Sale, but it could go either way. But with all that said, I like Nelson Cruz here versus Chris Sale. Okay, now our man, this guy's been performing for us all season long at low salary when he's facing righty pitchers. I like Michael Brantley with a 33% batting advantage over Lucas Giolito. Michael Brantley bats 34% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .924 OPS versus righties, and Lucas Giolito is giving up a .629 OPS versus lefties. And take a look at this. On top of all that, Michael Brantley is 6 for 12, batting .500 with a 1.583 OPS versus Giolito. 2 of those 6 hits are for home runs. Now, what is the deal with this underpricing of Michael Brantley? When he's facing righty pitchers, they still consistently will underprice Michael Brantley. No respect for Michael Brantley. He's only $2,400 FanDuel salary, $1,000 more on DraftKings. He's projected at 11.1 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 13, 0, and 19 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So Michael Brantley, he doesn't bat well versus lefty pitchers, only batting a .607 OPS versus lefties. But he's a great hitter versus righty pitchers. I don't know why they keep him priced so low, but we've been taking advantage of this all season long, and we're going to do it again tonight. So I like Michael Brantley here versus Lucas Giolito.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video, or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.